So if you like to watch literal content genius do all the best stuff, try the subscribering thing. It's probably the weakest of the three that I built, but I think it's one of the funner teams to play. And it matches up really good most of the time, right? Like, you have the tools to win most matchups. It's just that you have to perform very well. And if you lead wrong, sometimes if you just lead wrong, you can really be in trouble. The main thing is like the Ninetales. The nice thing about Ninetales is it outspeeds the Urshifus, right? So you can get a burn onto Urshifu if you're worried about damage from Urshifu with a Will-O-Wisp because you'll outspeed. It has a wide lens, so it misses less often. And there's the Assault Vest on the Dialga. And a lot of Dialgas are like weakness policy and stuff right now. Weakness policy or an offensive item. Well, I have the Assault Vest, so then I can set up screens and then be even more bulky. And then just take a lot of hits, right? So it takes a lot of hits. And it's also a really good switch in, right? It's typing. Steel and Dragon. It resists a lot of stuff. It like 4 times resists grass attacks, so it matches up pretty well against Venusaur. It's immune to, poison attacks, so it also is decent against Venusaur. Alright, here, Dialga's not bad. They might have like ground coverage or something with Charizard, and that could be an issue. And even without it, like, Charizard's really strong. They have Sableye. That's probably an alternative way to set up Sun. It's not a bad thing to do here is to lead Grimmsnarl Landorus, right? I lead Grimmsnarl Landorus, and go Dialga in the back. Probably Rotom, just because I lack offense into other than Landorus, I would lack offense into Zacian. Okay, Charizard, Sableye. Yeah, I was hoping to be able to do something like Scary Face to lower the speed of Charizard, but with them being able to quash, it just doesn't benefit me any. And I won't survive a Max Wildfire, I don't think, even if I Dynamax. So what I'm going to do, actually, maybe I'll set up Light Screen and then I will, right? So I can go Light Screen, then if I go big, I can Rock Slide. Nothing really switches in super well. I mean, they could switch in Zacian or something. I just don't know what I do. That's not a bad switch. I think it's pretty good. But we can just sit up Reflect. They get the Will-O-Wisp off. That's pretty tough. That was probably the best play they could have made, right? Yeah, so I got 0 value from my Dynamax here. So that's pretty bad. They protect. That's okay, at least we get like a special defense buff. So like, even though we're not doing a whole lot of damage, we're getting our screens up for well, I guess not really for free, because it's at a cost of us Dynamaxing. They set up Sun, try to get Charizard in here without taking too much damage. But even burnt, like, Max Rockfall will do a lot into Charizard. So yeah, we get a special defense buff. We're not doing anything, so it's tough. At least we got some value, right, from our max, even though it wasn't that good. Wasn't good. I could Scary Face, because like, I'll Scary Face, expecting them not to like quash, and then we'll get the attack off first potentially. Or do we call a switch in? We could call a switch in, right? Yeah, they'll switch in, right? So if they try to switch in Venusaur, thinking that we'll like go for Max Quake again, or if they switch in, okay, oh, that's tough. I should target that slot. But we will outspeed Charizard the next turn. If we survive, we could get crit, and if we get crit with the attack from Zacian, that could be pretty bad. We still do not 0 damage from being burnt. I just thought they were going to switch in to the Zacian slot, but okay, substitute. So that was good. At least we got some damage off before they got the substitute up. And then they take the solar power damage. So actually what I can do is I can Spirit Break the Charizard. And then I'll also Rock Slide. The reason I Rock Slide is because it still does a lot of damage into Charizard. And the reason I Spirit Break is so then Charizard will do less damage the next turn. But I think what they do here is they probably will KO Grimmsnarl with Zacian before I have an opportunity to Spirit Break. We do have Reflect Up, but that's still going to do a lot of damage. So, yeah, how we could have played it better. Come on, man. Yeah, if we didn't miss, we actually probably would have still did 60%, right? Yeah, and that's with a special defense boost and the light screen up. Yeah, this will KO. I can still win this, actually. I can still win this. The Zacian is -2 speed. Yeah, but Charizard's still fast. And Charizard can actually one-shot Rotom here. Even with our screens up, I believe. Can it? Yeah, well. Could do just Discharge, or we can Ally Switch. Do we get any value from Ally Switch? No. So I think... Actually, we do. We do want Ally Switch. We want Ally Switch because I think they're going to target the Dialga with like a fighting attack from Zacian. So we'll Ally Switch. Excuse me. So yeah, if I wouldn't have... oh, nice. So they went for a ground type coverage into our Dialga slot. Alright. And then Sacred Sword, okay. So at least we got what we wanted out of this. And we outspeed with the Dialga. Because Zacian's -2. That's pretty poggers. We can go for Earth Power here. I'm actually going to go for an Ice Beam, right? And the reason I go for an Ice Beam is because if they switch out, I want to be able to hit something. If they switch out into Rotom, it'd be immune to Earth Power. Or if it switches into Venusaur for some reason, that'll help me out. And I can also potentially get a freeze, right? And I'll outspeed with both Pokemon here, I believe. So I shouldn't have to worry about taking damage from Zacian this turn. Walkenberry or whatever it's called. That's kind of cool. And we get the Para. That's really strong. 30% chance for a Para. But when you're attacking both Pokemon and it hits 100%, the probability is close to like 50, like 40-something percent probability that one of the Pokemon will get Para'd. So that's pretty strong. See, I told y'all I could still win this. They could get full Para'd and not be able to attack, so that's kind of a win condition here too. What about Flash Cannon and Discharge? Like, I'm not super worried from taking damage from Charizard anymore. What are they going to do, Step Sun? That's not a good choice. I mean, I know they'll do more damage, but just because then they take the passive damage from the solar power, right? So, and with Telepathy, we don't hurt our own Dialga. So they would have to go for like a Quash or something. But now it's pretty safe to double into the Charizard slot, right? That's the question, because I don't know what their last Pokemon is, do I? So I'm actually going to go with an Ice Beam just to hopefully get a freeze, right? I know I'm kind of playing toward hacks, but I'm so behind right now that that's probably my only win condition, is to go for freezes. Oh, and we get the Para on Sableye. That doesn't really matter. See what I mean? Like, there's win conditions to play to with this team, even when you're really getting your butt kicked. They only have one Pokemon left. We have two. It's probably Venusaur. If it's Reggie... Oh, it is Venusaur. Oh, nice, dude. I think we win this. Can we win this? We don't have our screens anymore. They probably have Earth Power. But then they're going to have to call a Ally Switch, right? So I think we're okay to just hope we don't miss a Overheat. Because if we miss the Overheat, we lose. If we hit it, I think we might be able to just one-shot it. Okay, so they went for Sleep Powders. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, they made such a good turn one play. And we were able to work our way back and win. Okay, they don't have a restricted Pokemon, so it's going to be tough to bring Landorus because of them having Zapdos. And the Zapdos also does really well into the Dialga. So, what I could do is hope for like Speed Tie stuff if they aren't Choice Scarf. with Ninetales. I think I definitely have to bring Rotom, just because Rotom does well into most of the Pokemon here. I might not bring Dialga either. So we'll outspeed. We do have ground coverage. Do they have switch-ins? Yes. They have switch-ins. What if we... I can Will-O-Wisp, right? Will-O-Wisp is pretty strong here. I'm actually going to go for Max Ooze. Right? I'm going to go for Max Ooze and a Will-O-Wisp. The Will-O-Wisp could be good. So hopefully they don't KO Ninetales this turn. They're going to... Darn. I don't know, do they? We're +1 with our Venusaur now. So I'm going to Ally Switch because they're probably going to attack into Rotom. And I'll just Max Quake. They could switch in a Flying type and then good for them. But if they do that, it's not a big deal. Alright, I'm back. What happened? I saw that I KO'd their Metagross. I missed what their Goodra did, though. Did their Goodra do anything super dope? Maybe I'll go Vine Lash because the passive damage will be helpful. I could Discharge, I could Protect, I could switch. Do I switch? Why not switch? If they go for like a Max Rock attack again into Rotom, it won't do much to Dialga. I'll just say it is kind of cool because you can use Pokemon with Dynamax that you normally wouldn't be able to use at all. Like my example is Hawlucha, right? I think Hawlucha is a lot of fun to use. But the problem is if there's no Dynamax, I guess you could use like an Ally Switch or a coaching support type Hawlucha. But you can activate like a weakness policy on Hawlucha with like Prio or something, and then you can just Dynamax and then boost the speed of the Pokemon next to you is really helpful. If Draco Meteor isn't 100% accurate, I don't need to risk missing. So Ice Beam, it'll cover for a switch into Zapdos or something like that. So they're faster, right? Do we know that they're faster than our Dialga? Because if they're faster than our Dialga, we will probably faint this turn if they're physical, right? Could get a freeze. No freeze. And Stumping Tantrum, that doesn't do much, right? It is physical. Okay, so they are physical. Goodra, so it's probably like Rock Slide was their rock move that they were using. Yeah, it has to be Zapdos for their last Pokemon, right? Yeah, I don't think I can actually beat Zapdos, can I? Yeah, I don't think I can win. Because Zapdos will one-shot every Pokemon I have. Yeah, I just lose. Brave Bird will KO. Close Combat will KO. Don't have Sleep Powder, and I don't outspeed. You have to pay attention to the weather here, buddy. I won't outspeed. So I think maybe I Protect and switch into Rotom. Yeah, I don't have Sleep Powder, just because when I use Sleep Powder on Venusaur, I miss 100% of the time. But yeah, I don't outspeed, so they would just KO Venusaur this turn anyway. Thunderous Kick, yeah. Okay, so at least it's only Thunderous Kick, but that's still going to be enough to KO my Dialga. So I have to hope for some Ally Switch stuff. Oh, and that did a lot, so I really almost lost. If I had Sun, I had a win condition, but it wasn't very good, and Goodra living on 1 doesn't help. I would have to hope for like misses now, right? Well, do we outspeed Rotom? Does Rotom outspeed Goodra? Okay, I protected last turn. I got this. I got an idea. I'm gonna switch and sack Dialga, right? And I'm gonna hope I outspeed. They probably attack into Venusaur. If they attack into Venusaur, I actually might live if they Brave Bird. Probably not though. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, it's Dual Wing Beat too, so they can miss with Dual Wing Beat. And I do outspeed. I have to hope for a Para. A Para onto the Zapdos is my win condition, and okay, so I can still technically win this. But if I would have switched, I would have lost. So now it doesn't matter too, right? Because they have oh no, So we do have to at least land an attack, so we'll go with the super effective, doesn't matter. It's 100% accurate, and then discharge is also 100% accurate, right? Yeah, so. Yeah, that was tough. If I would have fainted with Rotom, I would have lost.